Brother, you are pretending to be someone you are not. I see so many guys, and that's why I'm making this video right now. I saw a guy who's in my contacts. Okay, the same guy works with me at the same work. He has a profile picture of him living his best life. You know, sitting on a, what is it called? That swing. You know, that's stuck in the ceiling, and having his sunglasses on, and like the view is amazing behind him. And I looked like, man, that's not your life. That's not your life. Like, why are you pretending to be someone you're not? I know everyone is gonna say, yeah, but I want to show my best picture to people and stuff, but it's way deeper than this. It's way deeper. I see so many people buy things just for the sake of looking rich and for the sake of looks, you know, or maybe go to parties, or maybe like so many people who, like, I know a guy who also was at my work. It's those guys who work a 9 to 5 that make all of this happen. So he's literally like, his dad is a guard for a building. You know, he lives in a small room, and that's all he does. Let me just adjust this. That's all he literally does. And he was getting paid around $300. Okay, and then he goes, buys clothes. He goes to our what is it called, to Beirut right here. Okay, he goes with taxi to meet some girls, you know, who are around with them and just buy them drinks and stuff. And that's not your life. That's not your life. Why are you so pretending that deep down you know that that's not your life? You are living the life of someone else. You are living a life that you don't deserve. Okay, I don't want to piss you off, or maybe I do, just to wake you the fuck up. Just because you are saving money for 4 months and you go buy a fucking Louis Vuitton shirt doesn't mean that, yeah, you're rich right now. No, there's so many people who buy this in a day, in a fucking day, and you're saving 3 to 4 months worth of this just to buy it. Don't tell me like, yeah, but what should I do? That's my financial situation. You don't even have to buy it in the first place. Go buy a simple fucking shirt. Don't live above your means. Don't live above your life. Okay. And some people might say this is controversial, but that's really it. That's really, see, so many people. Like, I can't tell you, every damn phone that gets released, every new iPhone, they go and buy it. They've been busting their ass off at work for 9 months just to buy a new phone. Man, there's so many other priorities to focus on. You gotta invest in yourself. You gotta invest in your health. You gotta just like, what other people would think about me. You know, I wanna show them that I'm living life. Everyone is so rich on Instagram until you hang out with them. Everyone, including me, including you, every single one is so rich on Instagram. You don't know what they're going through. They just show you the best of their life on Instagram. That makes you jealous and makes you wanna do the same thing. You are literally killing yourself in that way. Okay, instead of spending all of that money to look rich, why the fuck don't you become rich? I've spent over 2.5K on courses, $2,500, and my mom was telling me, go buy a car. You could just buy a car in that money. My cousin told me the same thing, and I could just bought so much fancy thing, clothes, you know, like supplements. I could bought new phone, a new laptop. I could put all of these. Yes, a new phone and new laptop are gonna help me with my business, don't get me wrong, but someone in my same situation wouldn't do any of this, wouldn't spend those 2.5K on what I just spent them on courses. And I'm still paying for courses right now. So someone in my place would go spend them out. Okay, he would buy clothes, he would hang out, he would maybe even travel, and then yes, he lived some experiences, but where the fuck are the money? It's gone. The experiences are only memories right now. What did you do for you? What did you do for your future life? Nothing. Every single dollar, in my opinion, you should spend right now should give you something in the future. I'm not saying don't have fun, but there's limits to fun. There's limits. When your limits to fun are exceeding your limits to the future, you've already lost. Like, I'm 18 years old right now and I'm busting my ass off. Okay. and I got a raise in my work, someone else would think that I'm just spending that money on some useless shit, and like, yeah, my life now is gonna be upgraded. No, I have other shit to worry about. I want to invest in myself. I want to be rich in the future. I want to be in the ultimate physique. That's why 90% of my money is spent on my foods, on my supplements, on my gym membership, and 90% of my rest money, and all of the money that I just make around, I don't want to say, but like, it's all spent into the courses. I'm paying down the courses, because it's a financing option where I pay every single month. And life is amazing right now. I know all of this is gonna pay off. Everyone who's just trying to look rich right now, in 2-3 years, you're gonna see where I am and where they are. Not from arrogancy, but because I took responsibility of the shit. I was a responsible man. I am thinking ahead, not just for the moment, not just what other people would think about me right now, not just I want to please all people looking at me. I want to please myself above everyone. I want to please myself because I know for a fact that if I buy all of these, yes, I might be satisfied, but deep down, I know that there's something missing. I know that my desire to become rich isn't gonna be fulfilled. Even though you might see me, yeah, happy and like, yeah, I don't. That's not my goal. My goal is to be fucking rich, not to look rich. There's a way massive difference. You see Bill Gates, you see Mark Zuckerberg. All of them don't look rich, but they are rich as fuck. I'm not telling you like those same materialistic things don't matter. I'm telling you, when I become rich, I'm gonna buy a supercar. I'm gonna buy a watch, like $40,000 watch. I'm gonna be living in a penthouse. I'm gonna literally spend most of my money on materialistic things. But I am rich. At that point, I am rich. I'm not pretending to look rich. I am really rich. I can just have the fun to do whatever I want. Okay, not just, yeah, I'm renting this car for 2 days because I want to take some pictures and like I wanna entertain some hoes and attract the. Where are you still living? What are you could literally pretend in everything, in your money, in your emotions, in your life. You could pretend that you're living somewhere else when in reality you're not. You could just get photos from Pinterest saying that you're in Maldives, like literally those pictures are so real there. They look very aesthetic as if you took them from your phone. But one thing that you can't fake is the way you look. More specifically, your physique. This is the only thing you can't fake. Okay, even if you take steroids, even if you search for shortcuts, you are not gonna fake that. You still have to put in the work. You still have to be consistent with your food. You still have to have a good diet, to work out so hard, to recover well, and to put in the work. That's the absolute best thing about this, is that no one could find a shortcut for this. Like if someone sees you, if someone looks at you in the street and says you in a good shape, he's not gonna say like, oh, where did he buy his body from? Maybe Walmart. I built this shit. No one gave it to me. Okay, yes, someone might give you $1,000 and you can spend it on whatever you want, but no one is gonna give you a dream physique. No one. You gotta build it by your own self. Okay, that might burn something inside you. That you don't look the way you want to look right now. You are spending your money on some useless shit when in reality you could be spending it on your body to literally look the way you want to look. Okay, being in a good shape, I can't tell you how important that is. I can't tell you how much it changed my whole fucking life. I still remember I would be going to the gym at the beginning, always looking around when I was so skinny, always looking around, seeing if people are looking at me. Like, are they gonna judge me? Maybe they're gonna laugh at me if I try some stupid exercise. And I wouldn't just hold any criticism. I wouldn't love that. Like, I would feel it so bad and deep inside of me. I wasn't able to hold eye contact with strangers on the street or even at the gym. I couldn't, like, if I was lost in the street, I couldn't come up to someone and ask him about the street. I would prefer to find it on my own, even if that means I'm gonna be lost. So many things. And I was insecure with the way I looked like. I wasn't even taking pictures. to that extent. It was that miserable. Okay, all of my guys were taking pictures, and I just took pictures, but I never uploaded them because I was constantly comparing myself to my friends and how they look and the way I look. Whether it's my face, my physique, everything. It was so miserable. But right now, you see me recording this. I never imagined myself picking up the camera and fucking recording. Okay. When people started seeing me right now, when I was interviewed in this job, they were like, had very high respect to me. And even when I started working, you know, you are not overlooked. No one can tell you like do this, and no one can piggyback ride you and like make you a slave for them. You are the man of your fucking words. You have the discipline. You look like you have the discipline. You look like you are a man because more importantly you're in a good physique. That by itself demands respect. What, like literally when you go to coffee shops or restaurants or somewhere that's, you know, very very a public place, and you see someone in a good shape, doesn't he demand your respect immediately? Can you make fun of that person? Can you just you know, like you know, come up to him and joke about him or whatever? No. But if you see a kid who's just skinny, you know, even if he's your age, or let's say even if he's 25 years old and I'm 18 years old and he's out of shape, he's skinny, I could go out with my friends and make fun of him and just like be joking around him without him even sensing it. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not saying I'm gonna do this, but I'm trying to emphasize the point. But if I see a man who's who's in a good shape, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't even have the balls to do that because I respect him. I'm afraid of him. Like I can see that he can't be laughed at or joked at because he's a man. Okay, so before you worry about looking rich, first of all, becoming a good physique, because whatever you wear in that point, it's gonna fit you. Second of all, literally try to become rich. Try to become rich. There's no downside for this other than failing, and you're never gonna fail if you never quit. The moment you quit, you fail. But if you keep trying and trying and trying, you never quit. You never fail. Sorry. That's the way, man. That's the way. Please, 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 for the sake of God, stop trying to look rich. No one gives a fuck. Everyone is living in his own head. You might say, but I want this iPhone, but your future calls you. Your future is calling you. I can't tell you how many people, especially my closest cousins, the new brand iPhone, they go buy it. Every new brand iPhone. And right now they can't even feed their families that much or make them live a good life. You could have used that money to spend it on yourself, on your knowledge, to learn a skill, to build a business or whatever it might be. And yeah, like literally all I want you to take out from this video is becoming in a good shape. You are probably already working out, and if you're not, start working out. But if you're already working out, focus on your fucking nutrition. Lock in. Stop winging it. Stop saying out, yeah, I'm gonna work out for 7 days this week, and you only work out 2 days and you slack the 5 rest days. It doesn't work like that. This is all about consistency and how willingly are you willing to put in the work. It's that simple. So get in a good shape. Stop trying to look rich. Stop trying to please other people. Stop spending your money on useless shit. It's not gonna help you. It's only gonna make you feel good at the moment, but 2-3 years down the road, you're gonna wish you spent that money on something that made you money or like improve your life. Whether that might be investing, you could just invest that money into stocks. And maybe if one of your friends is trading, you could just give him the money and tell him like, yeah, I want to invest this money with you, so you make it, you know, like you just increase it for me. You could be spending the money on way so much things that are gonna give you return on investment, not necessarily financially, whether that's books, courses, and your health, healthy meals, everything. So that's it.